Hi, this is my journey through DLS. I decided to do a emails presentation, and instead of just putting a lot of information down, I decided to do a screencast on my emails presentation so that I could elaborate a little bit more about the stuff that I was going to talk about. So one of the first things that we talked about in the DLS class this year was the Poplet website. I think it's a pretty cool site. It's mainly a web type of design that you use topics and you put little information outside of it. It can obviously vary from something really big to something really small. I think it's good for, it could be good for presentations if you want to talk about things. You can talk about multiple topics. You can color coordinate them like you see here, and you can use pictures, you can draw on it, stuff like that. It also could be good if you're trying to organize something yourself, like studying, if you want to do that. So there's a lot of reasons you can use it. I think it's a really helpful application. The next thing I want to talk about is Dropbox. I've used Dropbox once before this class. I never really got in depth with it, but I think it's a really useful app, especially for those who don't have laptops of their own. You can save the files onto your account. You can pull it up at a desktop at school. You can pull it up on your phone. You can save if you don't have storage on your phone, which is the case for me. You can save all of the pictures from your phone onto the app and then delete them off your actual phone and still have them forever. Or if you get a new phone, you can download the app, log in, and you have all the information from your old phone. So I think it's really good for keeping files so you don't have to save them yourself. And you can also move to and from places and not have to worry about emailing yourself this or that. It's just automatically on the app. So it's really good if you're on the go, especially in college, so you can always have your assignments on hand and not have to worry about anything. The next thing I want to talk about, I actually did a presentation on this myself. It was Google Goggles. I thought it was really interesting. As you can see in this picture, it pretty much, you take a picture of something like a billboard, a picture like this in an ad, and it'll take you to the website where it is so you can find it easier. A lot of people commonly showed that it was used for art. So if you see like a painting you're not familiar with, you can take a picture of it and it'll show you like the artist, the title of the work, and like the description of it. So I think it's really cool, especially if you're at like museums or just out and you see something interesting but you want to know more information about it. You can just take the picture and it'll tell you about it. The next thing I want to talk about, I did not do a presentation on Waze, but I thought it was really cool when I learned about it in school. Pretty much, it's a community-based traffic navigation app. What caught my eye the most about this app was that it tells you the gas prices in the places near you. So if you're, looking for a gas station, it'll show the ones nearest to you, but it'll also show all the prices of the gas station. So I think that's really cool. It also shows you any traffic jams around you, police accidents, hazards, stuff like that. It's in real time, so it'll show you everything that's going on currently. And I think it's just a little bit more interesting than your typical Google Maps or the Google app on the iPhones, especially because of the gas station thing. I think that's really cool. This next thing, I didn't specifically want to talk about Screencastify, but just screencasting in general. I never actually did it until this class and the previous assignment we had to do. I actually went through a lot trying to figure out how to use Screencastify and download it, but I discovered that Macs already have screencasting feature built into it. So I learned that it's really easy, especially if you're doing presentations for school and stuff. It's a lot more interesting for the audience to actually see and hear what you're talking about instead of just reading something from a presentation. And I think it's a lot easier to get your point across and discuss everything, and it's just a lot easier to give out information when it's coming verbally from you instead of typing words onto a screen and having someone else read it. So I think screencasting is really helpful, especially in college. It's a good tool to know about. This next thing is Google Hangouts. This is also a presentation that we learned about in school. It's pretty much a chatting app. You can make group chats, you can send multimedia messages. For people who don't have cell phones or a cell phone service, you can still communicate with your peers, people around you. I think it's cool that you can have group messages with people and share a lot of information like pictures, multimedia messages, videos. So it's just a really cool app to have if you don't necessarily have a phone on you or you're in somewhere where you can't use your cell phone service. So if you connect to Wi-Fi, you can still communicate with people if you have to. And that is the end of my presentation.